This poem, it's kind of a longish poem. It's called A Lesson Plan, and it's for the seniors. I'm reading somebody's paper, wondering, is the comma really so mysterious? When I find an actual citation, a real bibliographic item, an author, a person they read who said something important to their topic, and I, armed with this nugget of gold, immediately flee the paper and switch to a new tab in my browser and type in the name nugget and find out so much, including the book the guy wrote, the title of which is something about the Dark Ages. And I'm like, tell me about it. Tell me about it. And I buy the book on Kindle, only $2.99, a great deal. And I'm reading about this evil thing called the internet and posing grave epistemological challenges and changing the nature of knowledge, and I'm like, damn straight, and he's on now about cloudy thinking, and I'm already in another tab, typing cloud of unknowing, and as soon as I finish reading about that, shout out to negative theology, the next paragraph is about 13th century mysticism, but I already learned about that, thank you Wikipedia, and while our author is stuck back in the 13th century, I am already looking at the video I took in New York, where a giant line of people is waiting to get into the Guggenheim to see art by this Swedish woman named Hilma, who believed in ghosts and channeled spirits while she painted. Hundreds of people and dogs waiting. There are even ads in the subway for this show. Even the dogs in New York go to art shows. And when I get in and pay and see these giant paintings that have been locked up for 50 years because Hilma said in 1940 that people couldn't handle them and that they are the beginning of abstract expressionism, take that, Kandinsky, which are all about the colors blue and yellow, and I am madly photographing them with my phone because that's what you do at museums these days. You photograph everything, even the captions. And now I'm looking at the photo of the description and reading in the photo about Hilma and Goethe, the German, and his color theory book, which really was a critique of Isaac Newton and the tricks he did with prisms before the apple and all. And Goethe, the German, like Hilma, Swedish woman painter, said in 1810 that his book was so far ahead of itself that only in the year 2000 could people really understand it, and I am already 19 years late getting to it. And it occurs to me that could these paintings be pictures of an alternate form of knowledge, or a kind of representation of the feminine, which Goethe insists is blue, and abstraction maybe is not as abstract as we think, and maybe it's an alternate form of figurative art. But then, what about Brooklyn? What about, because just that morning, I have been looking at Judy Chicago's dinner party, which had no long lines or subway ads, just a few various serious people talking in whispers, walking around this giant triangle table set with 39 place settings, each one for a different famous woman. And it is like stumbling on the magic room of the Lady Illuminati, Kali and Emily Dickinson rubbing shoulders, deciding the fate of the world. In another tab, I see a video about how this thing was made with hundreds of female volunteers, all sewing and making crazy painted plates featuring symbols that look like vaginas. And in another tab, I try in vain to find details about Kali and how she's the most misunderstood of Hindu gods. And then in another tab, I'm looking up details about Emily Dickinson's vagina because the plate that they made for her is so frilly. And all of this, I decide, because it is time for class, is just class preparation. And then I am telling all of you, dear class, dear seniors, the secret of the universe. That I found in a note in your paper, in a book that you did not read, but which I bought and sent to you free of charge. You're welcome. And which I am now building into a temple of knowledge, spiral or otherwise, in which it is revealed that spirit and flesh is perhaps just another false dichotomy. And what really counts is that nameless thing which I long to share with you, whatever it is, between a karate chop and a caress. Thank you.